What's going on, y'all? Sean here, and I want to give you the 6 weird things I do to stay mentally sharp. Okay. All right. Number one, I still balance a checkbook. Yes. Even in today's electronic world where we do most of our transactions with bank cards and, Cash App and Venmo and all these different kind of things. Yes, I do still write some checks, but then also I balance a checkbook. One, the main reason I do it is because I want to be fully aware and knowledgeable of where all of my money is going, all of the family money is going. So I keep track of all that stuff. But then two, because I've always done it, and I just want the mental exercise. Okay, so what I've actually done is I actually created, instead of using the ledgers they give you at the bank, I use a Excel spreadsheet and created like a paper form that I keep in these folders and keep track of all of our finances and stuff like that. And it enables me whenever something is off to I actually go through and scour the numbers and I will use that to compare to online banking to kind of make sure everything matches up. So that's number one. Number two, I avoid using spell check and grammatical correction tools. Yes. Now, a lot of that stuff is built in. I haven't necessarily gone through the trouble of disabling it. However, I'm pretty confident in my abilities as a speller. And I mean, I still come across words that I have a difficult time spelling, but I like to spell stuff myself. If I end up fat fingering something where I end up just typing it wrong because I was going too fast and it tries to correct me, I will backspace and then go back and then type in the word myself because I want to go through the process in my own head with my own self. Same thing with grammar things. There's still some grammar things that I'm in, but I did find in grammar when I was in school. And so I like to exercise those abilities with my own brain for the mental exercise. I like to feel that I can do these things on my own. All right. Number three, whenever I go to restaurants, I do the tip a lot of times in my head. So typically it works, the way it works is kind of like this. So say for example, I go to a restaurant and I spend $20. And they do give you the some sample amounts at a lot of restaurants, but I still don't like to use those. I kind of like to just, go through the mental math in my head. So say I spent $20 at a restaurant and I want to tip 17%. Now I could do that one or two ways. Either I could kind of just estimate and be like, okay, well, 10% of 20 is $2. So that means 20% of 20 is $4. And then I could just go a little bit less than that. So, maybe about 370, 360 something. Or I could do the multiplication in my head. Okay, $20 times 17%. So it's really 20 times 0.17. So I do 17 times 2, which is um 30. Well, I do 17 times 2, which is 340, and then I move the decimal point um yeah, twice because the two decimal places with the 17%. And so it's $3.40 for an exact 20%. So I do one of those, but I like to go through the mental exercise of that on my own. All right. Number four, I practice SAT math problems, as you see a lot on this channel, typically without using the calculator as much as I can manage. Now, if you take the SAT in this day and age, you are aware that every section you're allowed to use the calculator now. It used to be one section you could, one section you couldn't. These days, you can use a calculator for the whole thing, but you do not need a calculator for most of the SAT math problems. So typically, what I try to do is I do as much as I can until I absolutely require a calculator. Again, this allows me to get the brain exercise to develop my own thinking ability, my own critical thinking, my own ability to calculate. And so that's why I do it. Okay. All right. Number five, I look up words in the dictionary. If I come across words I don't know, and I'm either close to my computer or I'm close to the paper dictionary that I bought for my kids, I will look it up. Okay, for some reason we kind of think that those kind of materials are just for high schoolers, or I say people in grade school, people in college. Why? We all speak English in this country, and so like why should we not still be striving to learn more words? The more words you know, the better you can communicate. And then also the better you can actually understand things that are being communicated to you. Okay. And so I'm a fan of that. I don't do it as much as I would like to, but I do it a decent amount because I think it's good mental exercise. And this kind of leads into my last one, number six, which is the last weird thing I do. I won't say it's the last one, but a sixth weird thing I do to stay mentally sharp is I read. I read a lot. I say it's a weird thing because I believe, just based on my observation, that reading is one of those things that happens a lot less. I mean, I happen to be in circles of people who read a lot too, but we live in a very technological world where, you have social media, you have videos like this one, even though I'm trying to be educational here. But a lot of times people tend to opt for things that catch your attention that are moving and doing things and whatnot. But I like to read. Reading is a great way to learn. It's a great way to exercise your critical thinking skills, which, if you're taking the SAT, incredibly important. It's incredibly important for life too. But for those of you who are taking the SAT, being able to think critically is key for some of those verbal sections and even for the math sections, of course, too. You got to be able to know what kind of problem it is and what steps you need to take to solve that problem. Okay. All right. So those are the six weird things I do to stay mentally sharp. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. Let me know if any of these resonate with you. And let me know if you have anything else to add to my list here. Okay. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and have a good day. Hey, thank you for watching this video. If you need math tutoring or you need SAT math help, look in the description to find out how you can sign up today. Also, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you stay in touch with Math Swap Tutoring on YouTube. Have a good one.